Welcome back. Puma Pants is having a bath right now, so we'll see if I can deliver some sort of something while Puma Pants is taking a bath. The best of multitasking, I suppose. Anyway, I'm leaving on retreat today. I'll see a couple of you there. And I'll miss you guys terribly on Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning. Terribly. I will pine for you endlessly. But we will reconvene and reconnoiter and rendezvous and other R words on Thursday. So I'm really looking forward to that. Have a great couple of days. So I thought I'd have a look. No, no, no. All right. So anyway, I thought if you'd creatively indulge me for 4 minutes, I thought I might deliver an alternative world mythology for you in 4 minutes. It goes like this. You ready? It's an alternate story of the virgin birth. Here's how it goes. In the beginning, sounds familiar so far, doesn't it? In the beginning, almost all mythologies start with in the beginning, but in the beginning, there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing. No meaning, no purpose, no energy, no light, no reason, no nothing. There was nothing, but it was a special kind of nothing. It was an unusual kind of nothing. Say the people who created this mythology, me, for example, and in this special kind of nothing, there was a virgin birth. A universe popped out of it. Poof! 13.7 billion years ago, poof, there was a virgin birth. The universe was born without any cause or effect. Now, this kind of makes a human virgin birth a couple of thousand years ago rather pale in comparison when you think about it. But think about the virgin birth of the universe just popping into place out of nothing. But anyway, that's where we're going. And so out of this nothing, in the first trillionths and quadrillionths of a second, incredible energies were released. Staggering amounts of energies went shooting off in all direction, and the universe was in a tremendous state of flux, but there were certain qualities that inhered in these energies that allowed them, even in the first few seconds, to develop some fundamental forces that began to shape the universe. But still, it was thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years before there was even enough coherence to create anything resembling a molecule. But it did happen. And so hundreds of thousands of years, hundreds of millions of years, these tremendous energies were expanding out in all direction, mostly heat. But then it began to cool. And so maybe after like a billion years, it began to cool enough so that there was, well, rocks and stuff, and then there was like supernovas, boom. And these supernovas would go off and they would spread more gas and rocks. But now keep in mind that when all this was going on for a billion, maybe 2, 3, 4 billion years roughly, there was no consciousness. No one was paying attention. No one was there. It was a bunch of rocks, gases, energies running into each other with mindless, purposeless abandon, without any sense of rationale or logic or meaning behind it. But be that as it may, this continues on. So, wow, we got all these galaxies now, and we got some planets, and now some of the planets have just the right kind of atmosphere. And on this one, maybe 4 or 5 billion years ago, something happened. Probably a lightning strike hit the Earth, and there was the proper combination of various gases and water, and poof, the lightning bolt hit, and there sprang out one-celled life appeared. Life appeared 3, 4, 5 billion years ago. Stick with me. This mythology is going somewhere. Trust me. You have to trust me. So this little bit of life, it just manages to scrape along, and then it divides, and then it divides again, and it divides again, and it lives in the ocean for a very long time, goes through a lot of different species, and then one of the species has a weird idea, decides to crawl up on the land, and it doesn't make it, it dies, and it tries this for about, I don't know, billion years, because there's no shortage of time in this scenario, and crawls up onto the earth, and then little animals, cockroaches, you kind of know it. And then there's dinosaurs, and dinosaurs are rocking until 75 million years ago when a giant asteroid hits near the Yucatan Peninsula, and poof, that's gone. But all that lived then were some other really small things, but they kind of grew up, and they became a monkey, and the monkey became a bigger monkey, and the monkey put on some clothes, and then he got a briefcase. You've all seen The Ascent of Man, right? And now Then, maybe 5, 6,000 years ago, some humans kind of got together. They finally got smart enough. They put together some agriculture, and now they began to have enough forebrain to begin to think of how the story of the universe. And of course, they were scared out of their wits, so they created gods and goddesses and various universal forces to explain lightning and earthquakes and death and all that kind of stuff. And this went on for a long time. And then, you know, maybe 400 or 500 years ago, people finally got smart enough where they realized that the Earth is not at the center of the universe, and we began to realize our place in the universe. We're not at the center of the universe. We're not even close. In fact, we're in some insignificant corner in a far off part of the universe. And finally, we got that figured out, that we're not in any way at the center of anything, which reestablishes the meaningless and purposelessness of the universe. And then 300, 400 years ago, the Enlightenment came along, and finally the scientific method. We began to break things down, figure things out, and then we were able to sanitize the human mind from its hideous superstitions like gods, mythologies, superstitious forces that were in charge of things. We knew where lightning came from, and we knew that the earth went around the sun rather than the other way around, and we kept getting smarter and smarter. And here we are today. We've gotten so smart, and our intellect has advanced so much that we finally realized where we really belong in the universe is nowhere, and the universe is meaningless. It is purposeless. It's going nowhere. It evolved from nothing. It means nothing. And when random horrible things happen, it's not because there's no question to ask about why a God would allow evil, because evil is just a human interpretation, and it's all just the movement and collision of atoms and molecules. And now we're smart enough to realize that we're really aliens in an alien land, and there's really no such thing. There are no forces operating other than natural selection and survival of the fittest. And this is what we teach our children, because this allows them to move into the world with the passion, joy, and love, which leads to the best possible life. What do you think? What do you think? I love my new mythology. So there's that one, and then there's the other one, in the beginning, God. So I guess we all get to choose, and thank God or thank nothing that we get a choice. I love you all. Consider these mythologies, enjoy them, come up with one of your own, and we can develop a competing church, and then we'll probably go to war with one another. I'll see you guys on Thursday.